Okay, the parabolic light, we're going to have the geometry. Typically this would be a revolve. We'd have a little bit of a thickness, whatever this geometry is, whether it's stamped and polished or some kind of geometry. And since this would be a revolve, we would draw half of it and then revolve it around. Or we could since we're focusing on the sketching, we'll just draw in the same fashion, except that we'll go ahead and mirror. Not sure what the 0.25 brass plate is. Brass silver plate, unless there's a missing dimension somewhere. Looks like there's a little bit of a gap, but it's not really called out as far as the height. So we'll see what we get. All right, so let's go ahead and this is in inches. Front plane, sketch entities, center line, infinite length, vertical. Alright, so before we get into the rest of the geometry, let's tackle that parabola. Alright, so come over, and pretty much the difference between a conic and a parabola is that if we have a cone and we slice it vertically, we're going to get a conic, and if we put a little bit of angle to that slice, then it becomes more of a parabola. Alright, so the parabola, I don't remember if we get the got to remember my terminology, the center point first, and then go. I would like to have that at the origin, and then when I start dragging it up, that will give me my geometry. Alright, so we could go from point to point. I think that was the focus or the foci. Yeah, that would be the F. Alright, so 2.125, and then the outside is to 6.5. We can use that center line to our advantage again by going to the diametral dimension, and then that gives us our parabolic shape. Okay, and then for geometry, we'll go back into the line, and since I missed, I'll have to add that for the height. So select the endpoint, select the line, make it coincident. Give it some dimensions. 7 to the outside. Escape to get out of that little diametral, and we had 0.3 on the height. All right, so the rest should be at the center. So let's just assume that we were more focused on the revolves, and so that being the case, I'm pretty much going to draw the half. So the line comes over, goes down and through for the bulb. Got all of these little geometries in here. And pretty much the last pin or whatever it ends up being will be would probably be a separate extrude, but we'll go ahead and treat it out here. So bring it back around, attach it, and let's start applying some dimensions. So radius of 0.8. And thought maybe they inferred that, but guess not. Alright, so 0.76. Base piece 0.70. Don't see anything that says otherwise, so I'm going to assume that the next step up is also. And then 0.06. like the 0.12. And another, nope, and just escape out of that. We'll go from there to there, looks like 0.24. And then the height, 0.62. Okay, so let's see how that's able to move. So that needs to go back to horizontal. See if any of those are moving differently. We'll merge the, or make coincident. We'll go collinear. And then to the last one, go collinear. And then for the plug, at least initially, we'll put it in. It's 0.12 across the diameter and 0.25 long. Okay, so everything's fully defined. I get to try out the S key, mirror. Oh, that was the circular pattern, nice. We'll try that again, S key, and then I'll actually look for the mirror this time. Maybe you have to add another one. Alright, make sure that I have something to click on, go to the Sketch Tools, Mirror Entities, and we'll see what we might have going on here. Alright, so one of the techniques is the display delete relations. Don't have anything in red. That would usually be the be an indicator, vertical. Well, let's just pick a coincident. No, that one wasn't it. That one wasn't it. This might take a while. Alright, so none of them are, well, that one at least didn't seem to have too much of a problem. Nope, didn't like the concentric either. So not sure why that coincident is having such a problem. And won't be added. Thought you said it wasn't going to be added. So I've used most all of the relations. It's just around that center point that it doesn't like it. Let's go with a really small number so it's not in the group. Interestingly enough, it took the 0 dimension and then disappeared. So I don't know if that was a merge point. No, it still sees it as a distance. Yeah, I'm not real. Can't say I'm real happy about that result. So if that was the case, then a measurement 1.243. If I don't have something better, that would be a dimension that I would want to come back and inspect for, since I had the issues. Well, that gets me most of the geometry, and always an interesting diagnosis when we come up with errors like that.